What's going on, people? Welcome back to Nick J. Francis' channel once again. Very, very tired after the Canelo stream this morning, but listen, the show must go on. It's the North London Derby, big game at the Tottenham Stadium, Tottenham's ground, place that we've had some good success over the last couple of years. We've won here a couple of times. Arteta has a good success track record here, but of course we have some injuries in the squad, big injuries to Mikel Merino, injury to Martin Odegaard, Gabriel Jesus is just coming back from injury, and of course, Declan Rice is suspended, and Declan Rice is probably, I don't know, somewhere Declan Rice or Odegaard are probably the most important. I would say Declan Rice just because I think the drop-off of quality for Declan Rice dropping down to Jorginho, certainly from a physical perspective, is bigger than, say, the drop-off from Odegaard to Leandro Trossard, which I think is what we're going to see today in terms of the teams and the lineups and different stuff like that. So let me get into the lineups first of all. The lineup for Arsenal is the same as what we're going with. Like I say, David Raya in goal, Timber at left back, Ben White at right back, Gabriel Saliba centre backs. We've got Jorginho, Partey and Trossard. Obviously, Partey's had big injury problems since he's come into the club, consistent injury problems. Hopefully, he can stay fit. He's been playing well so far this season, so hopefully he can stay fit. He's been, sort of up and down, but he's going to be a key player for the season, 100%. Saka, Martinelli, and then Havertz up top. So pretty similar team to what we have been playing with most recently. It's just, like I say, it's Odegaard out and Leandro Trossard in for Arsenal. Then for Spurs, we've got Vicario in goal, Porro, Romero, Van de Ven, Udogie at the back, Kulusevski, Bentancur and James Maddison in the midfield. And then we've got up top Dominic Solanke with Son and Brennan Johnson either side of him. And Son is still that same danger man, to be honest with you. Son, he's the pacing behind. Both teams play with relatively high lines. Their line is much higher than ours. Son is going to be the danger man. Brennan Johnson actually hasn't been playing that badly, but really lacks, I don't want to jinx it, but really doesn't have that same technical quality that Son does. The team almost seem reluctant to pass to Brennan Johnson. There's times when he makes brilliant runs down the right-hand side and they just don't look for him. Son has just looked to go direct or been a little bit greedy there. In the midfield as well, they have a really good balance. Of course, they've got Bentancur, who is a good player. I don't want to disrespect him. Doesn't do anything amazingly, but he's solid around the pitch. But then you've got Kulusevski, who's a real progressive ball carrier, and you've got James Maddison, who's really creative. And again, James Maddison kind of, he has ups and downs. He has games when he's really on and he's dangerous, and he has games where he just kind of drifts and doesn't really get too involved. So let's hope it's a game where he drifts and doesn't get too involved today. But Kulusevski started out as a winger, kind of similar to, who could I say he was similar to? He plays a few different positions. I wouldn't really compare him to anyone in the Arsenal team, but started out as a winger, now drops into that midfield, collects the ball and starts to drive the ball progressively, which is what Arsenal probably struggle with the most. I guess Odegaard is maybe the person that drives the ball forwards the most for us. Leandro Trossard is going to sit in there today. And a lot of people will be surprised. No Raheem Sterling to start. That doesn't bother me at all. To throw a new signing in on a North London derby for me is a bit of a baptism of fire. I do think that we'll see Jesus and Sterling off the bench today. I won't be surprised to see that at all. And like I say, people keep talking about Ange and that high line. That high line means that we do have pace in behind. Saka is pretty quick, but in terms of pure speed, you're going to be looking at Martinelli. Now, Martinelli has been off form. He hasn't been playing really well and great, to be honest with you, in the last few weeks. Technically, he looks like a bit of a shell of himself. Some people thought maybe he gets rotated out for Sterling, but I'm not sure how confident Sterling is at the moment either. But both of these guys, Martinelli and Sterling, will have big says in this game. Martinelli obviously more so because he's going to be the person starting, but you have to think that pace in behind against Pedro Porro, who likes to push up as the right back, a really attacking right back, that is going to create so much opportunity for Martinelli to go and run in behind. And for me, Martinelli's much better playing when he just works off of instinct, when he doesn't overthink his play, when he hasn't got too much time to think. That's when he's a lot better. That's when he can be the most dangerous. So hopefully that's where I'm expecting us to get some good success. And then, other than that, we'll see what happens. There's some really good battles all over the pitch. Dominic Solanke, who had a really good season last season for Bournemouth, coming up against the best defence in the league, in certainly the best centre-back pairing in the league with Saliba and Gabriel at the moment. The midfield battle is going to be really interesting. You know, we saw Partey having a bit of a Casemiro-esque type season to what Casemiro had last season, where there's still some technical ability there with Partey, but the legs seem to have left him completely. Certainly in that Aston Villa game when Morgan Rogers was running at him, he really struggled to keep up the pace. With Kulusevski picking up the ball and running at him, it's going to be interesting to see how we stop those runs from happening. Same, Brennan Johnson likes to get in behind. We've got Timber who likes to push up or even invert. So what does Timber do today? Does he have to play a little bit more of a regulated left-back role? And which team is going to dominate the ball? Their midfield is... whose midfield is more set up to dominate the ball? You know, for us, we've got players that can cut lines. I think Jorginho in there is going to be quite exciting. I'm really excited to see Jorginho trying to play long diagonal balls over the top and get Martinelli in behind. But it's how quick are they going to close him down? You know, Maddison is not very defensive, but he will get stuck in. He will close down. So there's some fascinating battles all over the pitch and lots of talk about who needs to win this game more. Ange has come in and, you know, what are the targets for Tottenham? What's the expectation for Ange? You know, he's come in, he's brought fresh energy to Tottenham, but he hasn't really done anything amazing. He hasn't set the world on fire. Maybe a bit of a slow burn, a slow progression for them. Other than the derby, you'd have to say Arsenal need this more with the big injuries they've got. Arsenal have Man City next week, or in their next league game, we've got Atalanta in the middle. So it could, you know, we really don't want to get into losing 2 games on the bounce or even dropping points 2 games on the bounce. We obviously dropped points to Brighton. That slowed us down a little bit. We need to bounce back with a win. So lots of people saying this is a must-win game for Arsenal, and I would be inclined to agree with that. Really, really difficult situation that Arsenal find themselves in with their injuries and dropping points with that Declan Rice yellow card. So, well, double yellow card rather. So players just getting ready to come out now. You know, my prediction was Arsenal 2-1. I'm going to stay with that prediction. I do think Arsenal have the better quality. Obviously, the injuries and the rotation of the team is going to make a difference. But ultimately, we're dropping off Ødegaard and we're putting in Trossard. That gives us a different dimension, because one thing that Trossard will do that Ødegaard hasn't done recently as much is shoot. If Trossard gets a half opportunity on the edge of the box, he's going to shoot 100%. Leandro Trossard is a shoot first, pass second player. Ødegaard is a pass first, shoot second player, right? We don't really see Ødegaard. There was a season before last, he had a run of form where he was shooting a lot and getting a lot of goals. I think it's the highest scoring midfielder in the league one year. But that seems to have gone out of his game, or he seems to have gone into a shell a little bit. One of the things that Arsenal fans want from him more is more decisive shooting. And that is not a problem that you'll get with Leandro Trossard at all. The drawback is, like I say, when with that pace on both wings, Son, Brennan Johnson, how do Arsenal play? What do we do? How do our midfield deal with the legs of Son, Partey, Jorginho? You know, that could be a relatively easy run for someone like Son to get beyond them in terms of his pace and his athleticism. But then he's going to run straight into Ben White and Saliba. And of course, you know, Solanke for me is you know, a good enough player, but not someone that, you know, is Solanke better than Havertz? So I'm not sure. Solanke's probably a more controlled player. Havertz doesn't have a very aesthetic style to how he plays, but listen, Havertz's CV says it all, right? He's played at Chelsea, he's played at Leverkusen, he's won Champions Leagues, he's been part of successful Germany teams, you know, and he plays a bunch of different positions. His CV goes over Solanke's 100%, but Solanke, you know, we'll have to see what he can do. There's a few embraces in the tunnel. Some of the players that play for each other nationally, seeing, you know, who's that? That was someone that was hugging a second ago. Pedro Porro, and I think it was David Raya, both Spanish, of course, giving a little hug in the just before they walk out in the tunnel. That's the word I was looking for. And Son has scored the most goals against Arsenal since Mikel Arteta has been manager. Son scored 7 goals against Arsenal under Mikel Arteta's reign. So that's going to be some extra. Son for me is the main player. You know, if we shut down Son, Solanke, I don't want to, you know, jinx it. Solanke, I'm not too worried about. Johnson, I'm not too worried about. Maddison, on his day, yeah, he can shoot. We'll see what happens. We have to shut him down. But yeah, I mean, their left side is really where we're going to see the most danger, right? Udogie pushing up. Maddison's got some creativity, and then Son. That's the main area. I think our attack is a little bit more balanced. We've got Martinelli on one side, we've got Saka on the other side, we've got Trossard sitting in the 10. You know, we've seen Partey score an unbelievable banger, which he doesn't do very often. His conversion rate is poor. He tries these long range outlandish shots on a semi-regular basis. They don't often come off. But we did see one against Aston Villa, right? We saw an absolute banger sliding into the bottom corner, you know, and we've seen him hit the crossbar against Tottenham before at this very stadium. Did he score one against Tottenham as well? I think he did. I think he did score a long-range goal, outside the box goal against Tottenham as well before. So, you know, he'll try it 100%. He'll give it a try. We've seen Jorginho hit one against Aston Villa last season, you know. So I think shots for us have to be the main thing. I think we can outperform them in terms of shots. They don't create. We were just looking at some of the stats that Sky were putting up before the game and saying that Tottenham really struggle to create high XG chances. So a lot of their chances are kind of speculative shots. They're not creating good quality chances. Arsenal create lots of good quality chances, but don't necessarily have the strikers or the finishers to pull them off. And like I say, with Ødegaard going off and Trossard coming in, what we lose is a little bit of control in the midfield, but what we gain is an extra shooter. Because like I say, Trossard loves to score goals. He loves to make a point. He, of course, came on and you know, made a point in previous games where he didn't want to celebrate because he really wants to be starting and not coming off the bench. But every time he comes off the bench, he has a big impact. Now, he hasn't had the biggest impact in terms of starting, but you know, this is his opportunity to start and get on the score sheet. Some people feel that no matter how much good he does, Ødegaard is Mikel Arteta's favourite, and so it's going to be really difficult to displace Ødegaard. But I would say Martinelli's position is up for grabs at the moment. I know Sterling's there, but that Martinelli position does seem to be up for grabs. Or it could be Leandro Trossard up top and Havertz dropping into the midfield. You know, we may see that, you know, to add some combativeness depending on how Tottenham set up and how they want to play. So it's a fascinating battle. There's a few different things that we can do. You know, I think Saka, Trossard, Martinelli just behind Havertz. I think that's a solid front four. And not a front four to kind of for us to worry about in terms of Ødegaard. Like I say, yes, Ødegaard does have these, you know, these one-touch passes and he's very creative and different things like that. But you know, I still think Leandro Trossard is such a good shooter of the ball. We're just seeing some stats here for Bentancur. He's only got one win of his last 7 starts. He's drawn 2 and lost 4. So that bodes well for us from a statistics perspective, but we're getting closer and closer to kick off now. And Jorginho, 6 of his last 10 Premier League starts that were all last season came against top 7 opposition. So, you know, he doesn't get a lot of playing time, but when he does get playing time, it typically seems to be against the top teams. Again, you look at Jorginho, 3rd in Ballon d'Or a few years ago, Ballon d'Or nominations, Euros winner, Champions League winner. He has a really, really good, really impressive CV. Craig Mitch is in the centre circle for some reason with Son and Jorginho. I'm not sure why that was, but I think Jorginho is possibly going to captain the side as well today. I think that's what that looks like. Nathan Brown, shout out Nathan Brown. Shout out to you, bro. Thanks for the comment. Feeling confident today. Yeah, never confident in a North London derby, but I'm not feeling too nervous. I think Arsenal should win 2-1. I think we have more goal scorers on the pitch in Martinelli. That, you know, if I'm looking at their team, and I'm looking at their natural goal scorers, right? They've got Son, they've got Maddison. Those are the 2 players. I know Solanke had a good run of form last season, but across his whole career, we haven't really seen that, and we certainly haven't seen it at Tottenham yet. Whereas for us, we've got Havertz, who's on red-hot form. We've got Martinelli, who's off form, but has a good track record against Tottenham and against high-line teams like Tottenham. We've got Saka, we've got Trossard, and then Partey and Jorginho can scrap a goal somewhere between them. We're off now. We've just kicked off, by the way. So I think that we've got more goal scorers in our team, and on that basis, I think that we should be looking at winning this game 2-1. You know, if we can keep a clean sheet, that'd be amazing, but I'm not expecting us to necessarily keep a clean sheet in a North London derby against at their ground as well. If we were at our ground, I'd be much more confident of a clean sheet. At their ground, I think Arsenal got an early corner as well. We haven't spoken about corners. Normally, Declan Rice sends in these corners from the far side. This is a near side one, so it will be Saka sending the corner in. We've got Ben White that can score headers. Obviously, Gabriel, Saliba. Arsenal rank first in set-piece goals, and we know Vicario is very poor from set-piece goals. I'm just coming up to a minute in. Saka's just getting ready to take this corner now. Arsenal players crowding the goalkeeper. The corner is not the best. And Saka's he hasn't been the best from corners, to be fair. But he keeps taking them. And we're first in set-piece goals, so he's obviously doing something right. Son trying to press David Raya. And David Raya's pass tries to clear it, and it's cut out by a Tottenham player. And Arsenal give away a free kick there. Again, like I said, it's Kulusevski. It's Kulusevski and Son picking up the ball and running at the defence. You know, they're very, very direct. As good as this defence is, you know, nobody likes anybody running at them really directly, right? That's always going to make defenders nervous. So, but I think we have the talent to catch them on the counter. If we can soak up pressure and catch them on the counter, I think that's our best opportunity. And of course, set pieces as well. Be interesting to see if they stick with that high line again. That's the criticism that Ange gets all the time, that he plays one style of football and doesn't change it. And you've got to go through these periods. We have to do it with Arteta. Other managers have to do it when you're going through something of a rebuild, which is what Ange is trying to do. You know, you're going to have to go through these times of sacrificing. You know, we tried to play out from the back when we had Leno and Socrates and Mustafi, but you had to start putting that into place so that your team could evolve into the team that Arsenal are now. There is a process behind it. It's a painful process because you're going to lose some of these games, but you have to do it. So James Maddison with a cross all the way to the back post. Ben White doing well to hold up Son. Good defender from Ben White there. They were just letting them have the ball, soak up this pressure. They're going all the way back to their defenders and trying to use their defenders to... That's a loose pass from Romero. Saka's got onto it. I think Romero is extremely overrated, by the way. And Martinelli dispossessed by Porro. Yeah, just a loose pass from Romero. He just kicks it away. I know he's combative. He flies into challenges. He's aggressive. And I get all that, and I get the appeal from a Tottenham perspective. But as an actual player, I just think he's overrated. I don't think he's technically very good at all. He's just big and aggressive, which is fine. That's part of it. But there's a lot of parts that he doesn't have, especially for modern day centre back. Both their fullbacks getting very high. Destiny Udogie and Porro getting up really, really high. Saka's then going to press the centre-back, and then that leaves Udogie a little bit of space to kind of start running into and create that little overload. Again, a misplaced pass. It's a misplaced pass from Son. Partey gets onto it, but then he misplaces the pass to Saka. So both teams not looking very tidy at the moment. It's come up to 5 minutes in. Dominic Solanke now. It's a good pass in behind too. It's a good save. It's good football. Son cutting a pass back to Dominic Solanke, getting in, and he puts the ball across for, I think it's Kulusevski coming in. Little reverse pass to Son. And it'll be a Spurs corner. That was really good play from Spurs. Maddison with the corner kick. Right with the back stick. Gathers really well. Are we going to look to go long? He releases nice and early for Martinelli, trying to get beyond Bentancur. It's actually a good pass from Vicario. Yeah, Tottenham starting to get a bit of a foothold in the game at the moment. Again, you could see Raya, the option to go long for Martinelli wasn't really on. He was marked. It wasn't the best option, but obviously we're trying to, our key to victory is going to be counter-attack. So that's sort of what he's got to do. The pass definitely could have been better. I just feel like they're going to dominate a lot of the ball. We're going to have to get through some of these more difficult moments, but Martinelli kicks out for a corner. Good defending again. But once we get on the counter and once we create an opportunity, second corner for Tottenham. Very attacking game so far. 6 minutes in, 1 corner for Arsenal, 2 corners for Tottenham. We really don't want to be going a goal down here. That will make it tough. If we go a goal down, that'll make it very, very tough. Ideally, we score first. Corner comes in, headed out. Second cross comes in, flicked on. Oh, great save from David Raya. There's 2 good saves from David Raya so far. Very, very good save. Raya just telling Arsenal to just keep it calm. It goes back out to the corner taker. The cross comes in, and it's just a little heeled flick, which is really difficult to kind of see coming. Arsenal struggling to get out at the moment. Kulusevski gets a shot away. It's a great block from Gabriel. And then look here now. We're trying to get away. Jorginho plays through Martinelli. That's what I love about Jorginho. He's always going to look to play the ball forwards, to break the lines in some way. Does it again to find Trossard. And can we find Saka? We can. Great ball from Ben White in behind. Saka across. Jorginho, edge of the box. Just can't really, it's not creating anything quite clean at the moment, but we're getting there. That's good play from Jorginho. Really good play. He's having to play a little bit quicker than he would naturally like to, because of course he's not the quickest guy. But although he's not physically quick in terms of running, he's making decisions. He's making decisions quickly. Nathan Brown says Spurs look up for it, but if Arsenal score first, it's over. I don't think it's over necessarily, but yeah, I agree with you. Spurs definitely look up for it, but they're playing into our strengths. They have to get a goal with all these attacks, wave after wave of attacks, and not really getting a goal. They're getting good shots on target though. That's a start. But I agree with you. They do look very hungry, very up for it. It's always going to be the way that we're in their ground. We have to nullify them first 10, 15 minutes and then slowly creep ourselves into the game. And I like what we're doing. It is a little bit scary to watch, and it looks like we're not really got much control. But I do like what I'm seeing from us at the moment. I did think as well that with Ødegaard out, Rice suspended, I thought that they might try to be aggressive. They might try to rattle us a little bit. And Son's gone down for a free kick. Ben White disagrees. Let's see it slowed down. Yeah, it's a free kick, to be fair. A lot of set pieces and sending corners in at the moment, crosses into the box. Our defence has to stay nice and strong. Let's get ready for Madison to take this corner. Well, not corner, cross, sorry. Yeah, the cross is not the best. Nice and strong from Saka there. Come on, let's get on with it. Yeah. Keep going back to David Raya. Son's pushing him so fast and pressing him so quick. He just has to go long first time. He's not really got time to set himself. And that time, there's a couple of times that's happened and the pass hasn't been the best. We need to pass out if we can without going back to him, if possible. It's just putting him under undue pressure. Spurs playing at the back, trying to create something, trying to play out. There's a free kick there. It's just Timber getting involved with Brennan Johnson. Off the ball, just hugging each other a little bit. Arsenal just soaking up the pressure, putting our own defence to the test, saying, "Listen, we've got a good, strong defence." We are riding the line a little bit, though. We are riding the line just a little bit. The difficulty is as well that we've got so few. We're going to have such few attacks. We need to be clinical. And one thing we're not is clinical. You know, you'd say Saka can be clinical. You'd say Trossard can be clinical. But typically, Martinelli needs a few opportunities to get a goal. Havertz needs a few opportunities to get a goal. Arsenal free kick. Yeah, as soon as one of our back four get the ball, Solanke and Son just pressing really aggressively. But they won't be able to keep this up for a long period of time. They won't be able to sustain this. Again, all the way back to Raya. Raya's got some time this time to pick up the right pass. That's better from Arsenal. And it's a poor pass. Son is in. Great tackle from Saliba. Great tackle from William Saliba there. That's the problem. We're making it too easy for them. Okay, Saliba to Ben White to Partey, and it's just cut out from, I think that's Udogie. And before Solanke can get a shot away, Saliba's right in there. Doesn't even allow him to set himself. Now Timber could be in here. Flicks across in. Not the best option. And Saliba's got an immediate yellow card. What for? Saliba's given away a foul. He disagrees that it is a foul. And straight away, the ref's just given him a yellow card. He's given the ball back, but he's moaning about the foul. The ref gives him a yellow. Straight away. That's it. He hasn't fouled anyone. He hasn't done anything. Okay. Very, very strict refereeing. We're going back to this by the letter of the law stuff for Arsenal. Let's see. Let's see if it stays consistent. You know, if anybody else complains to the referee, let's see if it stays the same way and if the ref is going to be consistent in this. It's a poor and silly yellow card to give away. Nathan Brown, what do you think about that yellow card for Saliba? Because he's given the ball back. He's just moaning about the foul, saying, "Ref, I don't think it's a foul." And the ref gives him a yellow. It's first infraction of the game. Yes, I mean that's the Solanke said poor from Solanke. I think that's the difference, right? That's the difference between someone like a Haaland or a Solanke. Solanke's going to need a touch, set himself. Someone like a Haaland who's like super elite can just go on that first touch and go, much more instinctive. And in that time to set himself, yeah, Saliba's there. Just gives him no time really. Trossard with the ball out wide, trying to find a cross somewhere. It's a great little pass. Is that Timber? Oh, we got a shot away there. Referee, there's a couple of fouls on Saliba there, ref. There's a couple of fouls. Kulusevski's now complaining about the foul. And what? No yellow card for him. Okay, interesting. It was good play there from Timber, though. Martinelli up against Porro. Puts the cross in. Havertz. Oh, Havertz's header just cleared off the line. That was good play. Good play from Martinelli there. That's exactly what you need. Get Martinelli driving to the byline, gets beyond Porro, and just picks out. This is a really good cross, actually, to get picked out. In number 17. Who is that? Just on the... Oh, shouts for a handball. I think it's a ball to hand. That's not a handball there. It's Romero off the line. Just instinctive. Didn't really know that much about it, to be honest with you. That's what Arsenal can do, and that's what we're going to need to do. Get Martinelli on his pace, get him beyond Porro, get him down the byline. Same as what we saw with Trossard, getting down the byline as well, popping it into Solanke. Popping it into Timber, sorry. Good play from Saka as well in terms of the defensive side of his role today. Son had got away from Ben White, but Saka just caught him up. Arsenal come away with the ball. Havertz is down on the floor with a Tottenham player, so Martinelli's on his own a little bit. Smart from Martinelli, just go back. Martinelli's in behind. Can he go direct? Can he get a shot away? He does. Ah, it's not the best shot, and it's straight into Vicario's hands. This is why Martinelli's so crucial against this team. So crucial against this team here. But the finishing needs to be better. Like I said before, he's more instinctive. If he gets too much time, he's probably not going to pick the right option. But if he's just instinctive and it's all happening 100 miles an hour, And to be fair, Van de Ven was closing him down. Arsenal starting to create some opportunities now. On the counter, still letting Spurs have the ball and just letting them know, listen, you can have the ball. But we're going to get on that counter-attack. Should Martinelli have crossed that as squared it to Saka for an easy tap-in? Maybe. I think whatever he does there, he gets criticised. If he shoots and it doesn't go in, he gets criticised. If he squares it and for some reason it doesn't go in, he'll get criticised as well. Spurs on another attack. We're not letting them get crosses away, which they'll want to do with someone like Solanke in the box. We're not really letting them get crosses away. Their attacks at the moment are going to have to come through the midfield, which is going to be difficult against us. Martinelli and Saka are doing really good defensive jobs at the moment. Again, when people are calling for Sterling, another part of Martinelli's role, Martinelli's skill set, which is underrated, is his defensive legs. You can see Spurs want to get these crosses away, but we're just not quite letting them. Let's go back to Romero to reset. Maddison with a sort of speculative shot. And Raya gathers that. David Raya sending it long. Can Havertz get a flick on? Can just about. It's a good battle between him and Havertz and Van de Ven. I think Van de Ven's getting the better of the aerial battles so far, but there's not a lot in it. And Spurs, good pressing from Arsenal. Spurs tried to play out from the back. They're pressed aggressively by Saka and Trossard, and they just kick the ball out for a throw on. And now we get another corner. I think we're playing this game really, really smartly at the moment. I think we're playing it really smartly. Just looking at that Martinelli attack again. Martinelli plays it back to Jorginho, who pops it forward straight away to Trossard. Trossard flicks it on. I'm on minute 22. What are you on? Starting to get some good opportunities away now. We just need better finishing. Saka's cross, not a bad one. Vicarious flapped it. Trossard had a shot. Back out to Saka. Cross back post. Oh, Vicario gathers again. It's a good attack from Arsenal. Really good attack. Now they're going to try and go long. Who's that for? Kulusevski. Saliba's on him. Ben White's on him. Jorginho comes away with the ball now. Jorginho, such a mature player. Again, like just using his football to make up for any deficiencies he has in his physical attributes. Again, using Raya at the back, which I don't really like with the way that these guys press. Partey plays it out nice. Brilliant from Trossard. Oh, and Ben White's just missed it. That's poor from Ben White. Yeah, I'm about a minute ahead of you, Nathan. I like a lot of what Trossard's doing. He's not got too involved yet, but I like a lot of what he's doing. When he feels that the team's under pressure, he's switching it really well. He knows when to pass, when to shoot. I like a lot of what I'm seeing from him. It's going to go under the radar. It's not anything super flashy. Quick free kick from Tottenham over to Johnson. Timber's marshalling him. James Maddison trying to be a bit of a quarterback and kind of dictate the orchestra. And Arsenal, that's why I said Arsenal had to soak up the pressure. We've done well. First 20 to 25 minutes now. Just soaked up the pressure. You know, and now Spurs are looking for those opportunities. They haven't really been able to create a good quality chance since. And Arsenal now starting to get on their attacking vibe. We actually need to rope them in. In the last 10 minutes, Spurs have had no shots on target, and one touch in our box. We had 5 shots, 3 on target, 7 touches in their box. So starting to grow into the game, like I say. It's not going to be pretty, but it's just the way we're going to have to play games like this. Although Spurs are in behind, and it's a poor cross from Pedro Porro, goes straight into David Raya's hands. David Raya sets Havertz away early. Who looks for Saka, is cut out from Udogie. We just struggle with that urgency when we're trying to play out. It's a good ball in, and it's a great tackle from Gabriel. Great tackle from Gabriel. Oh, again, we tried to play it out nice and fast. and the quality of the passing just wasn't quite there. And Saka goes down for a foul. It's a yellow card for Udogie. Some frustration maybe starting to creep in. He went straight into his standard leg. Yeah, the quality of the passing from Arsenal right now is not the best. You know, we're trying to play it out nice and quick and get on the counter attack and capitalise on Tottenham being out of position. But the quality of the passing, it's just not quite there. You feel like with the way that we play, when it is there, we just need it to be right that one time and then that's it, we'll score. But so far, again, Jorginho passes short to Partey. And a big tackle from Saliba as well. We're putting our centre-backs under undue pressure, in my opinion. Really undue pressure. Again, poor pass from Trossard. Saliba was galloping up high for some reason. Not sure why that was. And now Son in behind up against Ben White. Oh, it's across to Solanke. Solanke's little looped header over David Raya. And David Raya kind of stumbled and didn't have it, and it's just gone wide. And this is Arsenal creating our own problems here. It's a good cross. And who's he with there? Gabriel. Gabriel decides not to jump and just try to hold him. We're creating our own problems. We need to be able to spot quicker. This is the problem with Jorginho and Trossard, both. Jorginho and Partey, both in the midfield together. They're both players that lack urgency. When a pass is made towards them, they don't, because they're not very good at taking the ball in the half turn. They don't come and they don't go to the ball and meet it. They just let the ball roll to them. And with Kulusevski and Son and Solanke, they're young and quick. They'll nick in really quickly. Someone like an Erdegaard is going to come and meet the ball. Saka is going to come and meet the ball. That's the difference. It's such small margins. But they haven't scored. They've had those opportunities, but they haven't quite scored yet. David Raya goes long this time. Can Havertz get a flick on? He can. Onto Trossard. Jorginho's there. And he's brought down. No foul. And now Spurs come away. I think we can do a little bit better in that middle third. Just when we're in their half, finding that final pass, we can be a little bit more controlled. I get that we're trying to do it quick, but I think it needs to be more controlled. Again, once Arsenal are back in that defensive shell, Spurs just have to, they're not able to get through it. They have to go around it if they can. It's another cross. They're doing these like kind of odd angle crosses. Maddison in the Arsenal box. Out to Son again. Son with the cross. And it's a poor cross. Timber getting involved with Johnson again. Ref's going to keep an eye on that. It's a couple of little holding battles that they're having. I don't think Timber did anything wrong with Johnson there. He's just stood strong. Raya's probably going to go long here. We need Havertz to start winning some of these headers. Yeah, he's losing a lot of the aerial battles to Van der Ven. And Van der Ven's a very good defender, but we need Havertz winning some of these battles. And he wins one there. Saka trying to get through 2 or 3 Tottenham players, but Jorginho. Saliba, good pass out to Havertz. Oh, ref, no foul there? Yeah, it should be a yellow card for Bentancur, I think. Yeah, it is. Yellow card for Bentancur. Havertz just turns him. It's a good pass from Saliba. Havertz turns away from him, and then Bentancur just hacks away at his feet and then bundles him to the floor. It's Bentancur and Udogie both on yellow cards now. William Saliba on a yellow card for Arsenal. .32 minutes in now. Still 0-0. Nice little pass there from Saka to Havertz. Back to Saka again. Ben White now. It's a great cross from Ben White. It's Martinelli out wide. Timber's there. He wants it, as he always does. Timber in the box. Can you find a pass across? No, he can't. Goes for a corner. Now, this is the first far side corner now. So I think it's probably going to be Martinelli to take this corner, who isn't the best from set pieces and dead ball situations, to be honest. He's not the best, but can he deliver something here? I think Arsenal done really, really well so far. Martinelli with the corner, so quite close to the keeper. Oh, the keeper has just flapped at it completely. It's gone all the way out for a goal kick. The keeper's just flapped at that ball and completely missed it. I think he's punched it, so that should be another corner. Vicario's punched the ball. Yeah, it is. It's a corner from the other side now. Vicario does not like these corners, these set pieces at all. He just does it. He's not a very physical goalkeeper. He doesn't like it. Ben White marshalled by James Maddison. You'd have to say you'd favour Ben White in that situation. The ref's given a few players a talking to before this ball comes in. This is a great opportunity for us. It's Gabriel and Romero that the ref's talking to. Of course it is. The 2 most aggressive defenders on the pitch so far in this game. We've got to be trying to make this count. We've got to. We haven't really had anything clean. Corner comes in low and flat, and I'm not sure if that's a tactic or a strategy, but it's gone straight out. Raya goes long. Arsenal, can we make something here with the ball, with Trossard? While Spurs are not in position. Trossard finds Martinelli really well. Up against Porro. Can't get his way through. Tries to just skid his way through. Didn't really work. Spurs still under pressure, though, in their own half. And that's never a foul. Timber's not heard the whistle. Who's this a yellow card for? Oh, it's all kicking off now. I don't know what's happened here. But it started to overheat. I think that's a yellow card for Timber, maybe. I don't know if he heard the whistle because he was driving with the ball towards the goal. The ref blew the whistle for a Spurs foul. And then as the ref's blowing the whistle for a Spurs foul, he's continued to dribble the ball. So I think that might be a yellow for Timber. And then it's all spilled over. Porro's down injured. And I think the ref might be going to VAR for something. What are we doing? What the hell are we doing? The Spurs players are claiming that Porro has been kicked. Let's see. So Kulusevski goes down. and Timber picks up the ball. He tries to spin. He tries to do a little Maradona spin, and he catches Porro. It's definitely not a red card or any serious foul. And I'm not even sure who the yellow card's to. It is to Timber. I don't think the yellow card is for the spin and the kick. I think the yellow card is for continuing to play on while he puts his foot on the ball and his foot rolls off the ball and hits. But they all play on. Kulusevski play, and then Vicario comes over to him. And then Vicario comes over to him and grabs his shirt for some reason, and that's where it all starts to spill over. That should definitely be a yellow card for Vicario as well. Everything's pretty fair up until then. Kulusevski runs at him, and Romero makes a tackle, and then Vicario comes over and grabs his shirt. And Vicario does get a yellow card for that as well. Good. Not mad at that. Good refereeing. We can give referees credit when they get it right. Not sure what Vicario is complaining about there. So it was all pretty fair. There was nothing kicking off until Vicario comes over, gets unnecessarily involved, and just grabs Timber's shirt. Yeah, there's no foul in that. They're showing the replay again. They both have their feet on the ball, and both their feet slip off the ball, but Timber's foot is above Romero's foot, so he comes down on his ankle. Good play from Havertz. Spicy. The more they commit, we need them to commit players forward so that we can catch them on the counter attack. So that, we need to make these moments work in our favour, and we can make them work in our favour. We have to just keep our composure. Let them get emotionally invested first. Jorginho's bottled that challenge. Arsenal throw on. Very frustrating half. Probably both teams quite frustrated, to be fair. Back to Raya again. Sends it long. Can Havertz get a touch on this? He can. Flicks it onto Saka. Udogie does well. It's another Arsenal throw. Van der Ven just kicking it out. They do a lot of that. They don't seem comfortable playing out from the back, especially not when Arsenal players are kind of near them. They do a lot of, if there's any doubt, they just kick it straight out. They don't really want to play out, which is fine. It's just, again, trying to find opportunities where we can make it work for us. We keep doing this throw over the top for Saka, and it's very difficult for him to try to control it. He's got 2 or 3 players around him. I'm not sure that's quite the right strategy to be trying, but it's a goal kick for Vicario. This is the thing as well. The referee set out his stock early by giving Saliba that first yellow card for complaining about the free kick. It was quite a soft yellow card to give away. The ref gave it straight away, and then he made a rod for his own back where, everything that happens now is going to have to be a yellow card to show some consistency. He could have let that go, and if he did let that go, he could have let a lot of other stuff go as well. Trossard wins a corner, does really, really well. Ball comes over the top. He's in around 2 or 3 Tottenham players and still manages to win himself a corner, which is good play. Vicario is barking orders. He's not happy about something. Is he ever happy? Right, we've had 3 or 4 corners now. One of them resulted in a good opportunity which they cleared off the line. The others haven't really resulted in much. We have to be better here from these corners. The delivery has to be better for a start. Cross comes in. It goes straight to the back post. Is that Martinelli on the ball? It is Martinelli. Still Martinelli. I think he's lost it. Up against Udogie. Nice. Martinelli wins it back. He needs some support around him. He's got it. And Gabriel goes back to Jorginho. Saka now. It's a great little flick from Partey. Havertz. And it goes out for another corner. Let's go for a corner. Maybe a goal kick. Oh, it's a goal kick. It's good play. A nice little flick from Partey first time. I don't mind that. Coming up to 42 minutes in. Nearly half time. And Tottenham will try and play it out this time. Van de Ven gets caught by Havertz and he's stuck now. Well played from Havertz. It goes out for a throw, but Havertz right on top of him, not letting him go anywhere. Throw goes straight back to Arsenal. Lovely little flicked pass over from Ben White. And now Spurs come away. This is dangerous. Arsenal do have defensive numbers, though. Brennan Johnson up against Timber. Nothing silly. He's on a yellow card. Nice. Good defending. Brennan Johnson gets a shot away. Timber stands strong. It's good defending. Spurs corner. And again, the ball, when we take that throw on, if we turn the ball over, we're in the attacking position with Jorginho, but he's just not physically strong enough. There's a couple of Tottenham players around him, and they just easily brush him off the ball. I think he gets into a battle with Van de Ven. You know, Van de Ven's always just going to brush him off the ball. And that's the difficulty that we have. That maybe doesn't happen with Rice and maybe doesn't happen with Odegaard. Spurs corner comes in straight away from Havertz. And Martinelli's pressing James Maddison. And forces Maddison back. It's an unnecessary foul there from Jorginho on Maddison. The ref plays advantage, no yellow card. I can see Trossard scoring in this game. Trossard looks very, very up for it. He's playing some intelligent football as well. It's a good defender from Arsenal. Made them go all the way back to Vicario, so he has to go long. It's a good kick from him. He's not normally a very good kicker of the ball, really, in my opinion, but that is actually a good long kick. And Timber, good tackle. Spurs throw, though. Bentancur's not really done much. Obviously, he got his yellow card, but he's not really seeing what he does. Ball's gone wide to Son. He's got Maddison with him. Udogi's with him. Back to Van de Ven. Here's Bentancur now. Son, the ball on the edge of the box. Spurs trying to create some type of shooting opportunity. Just gone over the 45-minute mark. 3 minutes of added time. Partey wins the ball. Trossard trying to spin on the edge of their own box, which he definitely shouldn't be doing. Trossard giving the ball away. It's Johnson with the strike. It goes straight over for a goal kick. But he's got three players around him and he tries to dummy and turn on the edge. You can't do that, not on the edge of your own box. As soon as he loses it, that's it. Kulusevski and Johnson are in for a strike. And Johnson just whacks it straight over because he's just generally a poor player, to be fair. I can't believe Johnson's a starter. That's atrocious. We did feel that Arsenal needed to score first, and I've liked the game plan from Arsenal, but the execution hasn't been the best. Saka here, Ben White. Oh, referee, could that be a yellow? I think that could be a yellow for Van de Ven for that foul on Trossard. Or is that Kulusevski on the yellow? It's both of them. It's a foul. It's a yellow card on Kulusevski and a yellow card on Van de Ven as well. I don't know what Son's complaining about. The second one maybe, but the first one was definitely a yellow card. The player's well away, and Van de Ven is very, very late. I'm not sure what the complaint is. Then the ref plays advantage, and then there's a foul on the advantage. Let's see that again. Trossard comes in. The Kulusevski one, yeah, he just cuts across him and pulls him down. I think they're both yellow cards. I'm not sure. Fair enough. So we have Saliba and Timber on yellow cards. They have Vicario on a yellow, Udogie on a yellow, Kulusevski on a yellow, Van de Ven on a yellow. And lots of yellow cards going into the second half. Neither team really look like scoring at the moment. Not really. Not the way that we're playing. Not the way that both teams are set up. I'm confident the team will score, but they both look like they're going to create chances and nothing's going to come of it. They're both creating kind of low quality chances, if you like. But let's see. Trossard on the free kick. Floated towards the back post. I think Gabriel won the first header, but Spurs just get rid of it. Timber tries to go long, and Thomas Partey just doesn't have the legs to get there. And the ref calls it. That's half time. That is half time. What a disappointing half, to be honest with you. You know, for me, you know, let's talk about that. Let me go and double check that the players, how many players are on yellow cards at the moment, because I think that could potentially play into things going forwards. Where are we? Yeah, in terms of yellow cards, they have Udogie, Bentancur's on a yellow, Vicario's on a yellow, Kulusevski and Van de Ven all on yellow cards at the moment. They have 5 yellow cards in their starting 11. Arsenal have 2. And like, you know, Spurs were very aggressive, very direct, trying to get their runners on the ball. That's kind of gone a little bit. You know, Son is not running. Son obviously feels a lot more confident running at Ben White than he does running at Saka. You know, as soon as Saka comes over to support, or even if he's 1-on-1 with Saka, he doesn't really try to run him as much. But when it's him against Ben White, he feels a lot more confident to try and run him. And then Maddison is kind of sitting on the edge of the box and putting diagonal crosses across the box, which haven't caused too much of a problem. I think one of them for Solanke was really, really good. The header was looped over, and it was poor defending from Gabriel. But other than that, once we soaked up that pressure and tried to hit on the counter attack, we did well. It's just that area again where Rice would normally be. And to be fair, I'm not saying if Rice was there it would be very, very different, because Rice isn't necessarily the best at this either. But that just playing out with Jorginho and Partey is very, very difficult because they're both slow. What you've got in Solanke, what you've got in Son, I know Son's 30, but Son's very, very fit for a 30-year-old. With Son, Solanke, Johnson, and Kulusevski, you have a lot of young legs. And so when we're playing out to Jorginho, who takes an age, he can't receive the ball in the half turn. He receives the ball flat. Then once he stops and stationary and receives the ball, then he starts to turn. Thomas Partey, very similar. He can sometimes receive the ball in the half turn, but very often he receives the ball flat and then tries to get on the half turn afterwards. by that time, these guys are onto you. They're really quick, they're really youthful, they're really energetic, they're onto you, and they're pushing us into making those types of mistakes. And that's where they've got a lot of their joy, is from that Jorginho Partey exchange, where the passes maybe are a little bit short, or maybe where they haven't quite assessed what's around them as they receive the ball in the half turn, and then they get shut down very quickly and make mistakes and pushed into all types of problems. So that's a problem for us. I would rather maybe see Trossard dropping into that position to receive the ball in the half turn. He did do something silly, which is when he tried to kind of like fake shot and cut back and stuff like that. That's a rare situation for Trossard, but obviously he's an attacker. But typically speaking, he is better than Partey and Jorginho in terms of receiving that ball in the half turn and then setting an attack away. That's been our biggest problem. Then one of our other problems is winning headers. We're going long to Havertz. Havertz is our target man, whether we like it or not. That's what we've got. And he's lost a lot of the duels in the air to Mickey van der Ven. Mickey van der Ven's very good in the air. I understand that, but he needs to win more. Every time he wins one and flicks on, we're in behind straight away. He needs to be better at that, or we need to get some more support around him. Again, with the legs of Partey and Jorginho, when the game becomes a long ball game, which it's been doing at times, they sit in the middle and the ball just goes over them either side, and they're not really getting involved in either transition, right? Bless me. So those are the problems that I see at the moment, because they've got these attacking wingers and wing backs. Timber's not being able to attack as much. When he is able to get into attack, he is being very effective. We saw him picking up the ball and dropping into little spaces on the edge of the box or inside the box, and him and Trossard's combining is actually really, really nice to see for me. Timber and Trossard, the way they both like picking up half spaces, they're both, very competent passers. And so those little bits work really well. And then you've got Martinelli, who's just legs and energy and a little bit less structured. So that's the way I'm seeing the way things change at the moment. And given the injuries that we've got, I'm not really sure how we change that. If we bring on a Jesus, we then for striking positions, we then can't go long. I don't know if we bring on a Jesus for Martinelli to give us more control of the ball on that side of the pitch. I don't know if we put Havertz into midfield, maybe. I'm not really sure what the solution is at this moment in time. But we know what they're going to do. They're doing what we know that they're going to do. Son and Kulusevski are going to run at us on the ball. Johnson is going to run at us off the ball, and the fullbacks are going to provide some overlaps and some double ups. I think we've done okay with that. But if we do make a mistake, which is showing some replays here of, I think it was Ben White actually that passed the ball short that time for that Solanke chance. And, William Saliba does really, really well to get in. I think William Saliba's been brilliant this half. To be fair, Ben White's been good, but I think Saliba's been really the standout. And Timber has been on and off, hot and cold. I think David Raya's had a really good half as well. Really, really good half. So the keys to victory for us are, like I say, we need to create higher quality chances. And I don't really feel like we've tested their goalkeeper very much. We managed to get in behind a couple of times, but it's very, very speculative. There's a chance that Martinelli had, which he probably should have done better with, tries to go across the goalkeeper. And to be fair, because Van der Ven is tracking back, Martinelli doesn't have a lot of time to carve out that shot, right? He kind of snatches at the shot, and that should be a better quality chance. So both teams have created some chances, but not really anything amazing as such. I think that we need more shots from the edge of the box. We get into the byline. I'm pretty confident that we can get our players to the byline. We keep playing long to Havertz, and that's fine. But I think we need to work Saka and Martinelli to the byline more. That for me has got to be the key for us. We've had really good success when we were able to get them there. We have good success. We're just not able to get them there on a consistent basis. And looking at this team, we can get there. We've got especially Saka. Getting Saka to the byline right now. We've got Van der Ven, Vicario, and Udogie all on yellow cards. Get Saka to the byline. Once he's at the byline, get him cutting the ball across for Havertz or possibly Martinelli, or chopping the ball back for Trossard on the 18-yard box. And we're going to create so many problems for them. Saka is doing a lot of defensive work at the moment, and because he's doing a lot of defensive work, we're not really able to unleash him the way that we would like to. So we need to find a way to get some more support for Ben White and allow Saka to get a little bit higher, because Udogi's pushing up a lot. We're seeing Martinelli do it. If we get Saka doing it, I'm so confident that that could be one of the ways that we win the game. In terms of substitutions, I mean, we've got Kivior on the bench, Jesus, Sterling, Neto, and then youth team players as well. I don't want to see any of these youth team players coming in this midfield. The game's too tight. The game is just too tight, and maybe I'm not being ambitious enough. I'm just not sure. Raheem Sterling, that could be interesting. 65, 70 minutes in, Raheem Sterling coming on for Martinelli. If Martinelli can't find his way to the byline, that could be really interesting and really exciting for me to see some fresh legs running at Porro. Kulusevski's also on a yellow card as well, but running down that side as Spurs start to commit more players forwards. I think if Spurs try to go into a low block and try to see the game out, we win. I think we have the ability to break them down. And I don't really rate Vicario that much as a goalkeeper, which I know some Spurs fans will disagree with. Speaking of not rating him as a goalkeeper, actually, one of the areas we need to be better on, corners. I'm not seeing any consistency so far. I can't remember how many corners we've had, but we've had a few. We've had 5 corners. I'm not seeing any consistency in our corner kicks. I can't tell you what the actual plan is. What is the plan? What is our strategy from the corner kicks? Who are we looking for? What space are we hitting it into? Of those 5 corner kicks, 1 was hit low and flat. Like, I don't know if it was a mishit or we're expecting someone to run in, but there was no one there. 2 have been hit to the back post. 1 has been hit to the near post. 1 has been hit into the middle. And the goalkeeper's just gathered really easily. So what is our strategy? What is our plan? Because last season we were very, very good from corner kicks. We've had 5 and we haven't really, I think 1 we got a shot on target from, but the rest we haven't really created anything from. That needs to be better, because we will get corner kicks, but we need to be set up properly. And we need to know what we're going to do. For me, Ben White is always a danger from corner kicks. William Saliba is always a danger from corner kicks. And then Havertz. They're the 3. I know Gabriel can do it as well, but I think Gabriel's a lot better from a defensive heading perspective. But those 3, we've got them in there. We need to be hitting them. We need to be hitting them with these corner kicks and understanding, okay, we're sitting, what seems to happen, I think we should be going front post. The way that we're setting up the corners at the moment is all of our defenders start at the back post, and then as the kicker is about to take it, we rush towards the front post. And then it looks like we're rushing towards the front post and rushing the goalkeeper as well to make him uncomfortable. But we've not delivered any good quality near post chances so far at all in 5 corner kicks. I think 4 of them have come from Saka's side, 1 from Martinelli's side. So that's got to be better. In terms of Spurs, we need... Trossard's going to be really important. Trossard is going to be really important in the second half for our transition game. I'm looking at the game and I'm looking at if we pop the ball, Trossard or Partey, if Saka goes up when we've got the ball, Ben White is going to pass the ball inside. Everybody knows that, including Udogie, including Son, and it's high risk because if they cut the ball out, they're going to be straight into potentially score. But if they don't, we can get the ball straight to Saka straight away. Trossard has that type of technical ability. Partey has that type of technical ability as well to pop the ball inside and on the first time send it and send Saka against Van de Ven. I know people talk about Van de Ven and his pace, and there's lots of chat in the build-up of can Saka outrun Van de Ven. We need to try it. This is a Van de Ven that's on a yellow card, right? So we have to try and get him, isolate him one-on-one against Van de Ven with Havertz running in, with Martinelli running in late on in the game, Sterling running in as well. That's the way that we need to try to, or he can work his way to the byline. Van de Ven doesn't have to come out and engage him. He can work Van de Ven all the way to the byline and then cut in and start to put him in an uncomfortable position where it could be a cross, it could be a shot. He could run at him directly, whatever the case may be. But a Van de Ven on a yellow card, we need to try to put him under a lot of pressure and try to isolate him as much as possible. Udogie's going to push up, and Udogie, to be fair, hasn't done much. He looks much more dangerous. He looks much better in our third than he does in his own third. He looks much better when he's in that attacking third, linking up with Son. There, he looks dangerous and looks like he can affect the game. But from a defensive perspective, I'm not bothered about him, to be honest with you. You know, just this game, he's very, very good. He likes to pick up the ball. He's big, he's physical, but I've seen Saka shrug him off the ball. I've seen Martinelli shrug him off the ball in this game and run past him. Same with Porro. I've seen Porro shrugged off the ball. I'm not too bothered about those guys. Any talk of them getting into a combined 11 is cloud cuckoo land, honestly. Like, I'm not seeing much from them. But it's the centre-backs that we need to, Bentancur and Van der Ven. Bentancur's done nothing this whole game. You know, it's all been Son, Maddison, and Kulusevski for me in this game so far. Porro's done nothing either. Udogie's done a bit here and there. There are big opportunities for us, in my opinion, to go on and win this game. Big opportunities for us to go on and win this game. It's there to be won. That they've thrown arguably their best attacking foot forward. You know, maybe not their best, but close to their best. We've played from an attacking perspective. I don't think we've played very well. We haven't had a huge amount of the ball. It's been counter-attacks and different things like that. So, you know, we're surviving off scraps, and they are playing more of their plan A game plan than we are at the moment. So yeah, for me, get these guys to the byline. Get them to the byline, especially Saka. Unleash Saka. Saka's playing very, very defensive, and I understand why he's having to play defensive given the style that they're playing and all the rest of it. I totally understand that. But we need to work them into better positions. Just looking at Spurs' bench, you've got Timo Werner. You've got Pap Sarr that could come on maybe for Bentancur because he's on the yellow. You've got Archie Gray. You've got Dragusin that could come on. You've got a few options that can come on, but nobody that's really going to be a game changer. Not really. You know, Timo Werner's quick and direct. Is he better than Son? Is he quicker and more direct and better than Son? You'd have to say no. We're going to have to manage the mentality as well. Jurriën Timber looks frustrated. I understand why he's frustrated. He needs to control that temper, control that aggression, put it into the right places. William Saliba's yellow card was barely a yellow card, so you know I'm not too worried about him getting roped into anything silly. We're just getting ready to start the second half, and like I say, for me, getting our wingers to the byline and better set pieces, near post set pieces, if that's what we are trying to do, we need to punch the ball in from corners. We can't keep floating the ball over with Van der Ven, with Romero, with Vicario. We can't float the ball over. They're going to come and receive the ball. We need to punch the ball in, drive the ball in, and let someone just get a flicking glance on it. It's going to be very, very difficult to stop. But yeah, that for me, better set pieces and getting our wingers to the byline. That's how we win this game, in my opinion. It's going to be tough. We're going to have to gamble. We have to time it right. That's the thing. We have to time it right. It's got to be when Udogie's committed himself, we come out and we quickly get on that transition. That's going to be the difference, in my opinion. And we can still. This game is. I predicted 2-1. This game is very winnable. I think that we can score more than one goal. I really do. Looking at this team, looking at the way they play, looking at our team, we have enough to score more than one goal easily. What we have to also do is when they go long, one of the things that Gabriel likes to do is try to hold off the person. Don't do that. Just get the ball out. Yeah, when they're going long, we don't like it. They've just kicked off for the second half. Just get the ball long. Good closing down from Havertz straight away. Martinelli's got the ball. They tried to go long pretty much from the kickoff. They tried to take the kickoff and go long straight away. And that's what they're going to try and do. We can see it. The passes to the midfield have got to be friendly because we know Partey and Jorginho are not really necessarily where we want them to be from a passing perspective. Good pass from Jorginho though on the first time pass. Can Martinelli get this? He can. I like what Martinelli's doing. Technically, that was poor just now. Trossard in behind. Offside flag went up anyways. Yeah, Martinelli, for me, Martinelli, we know he's struggling for confidence. We know he's not been playing very well. Udogie coming up and combining with Son again, like I said. But Martinelli, I think, technically he's not been great in terms of the dribbling's not been great and very controlled. The passing's not been great, but the attitude is good. He's trying to break that poor run of form that he's on. That's probably why he's going for shots that he maybe shouldn't go for. Maybe he can cross the Saka, etc. But he needs a goal. He needs a goal to get his confidence back. And he's not playing in his shell. He's playing confidently. The technical side just isn't quite there. He was running against Porro and just tried to nutmeg him a second ago and it didn't quite work. He tried to do a little bit of a flip-flap in between two defenders in the first half. It didn't quite work. But I like the confidence to keep trying it even though you're not on the best run of form. And the ref has blown for offside somewhere. Everyone on the pitch is a bit confused about what the ref has blown for. Who was offside? Okay. I think Son was offside. I think Ben White's doing okay as well against Son. Very, very tricky person to deal with, and we know Ben White struggles with that type of direct, pacey fullback. Martinelli's come all the way deep to receive it. Jorginho's on the ball now. And Jorginho just gets his pocket picked by Solanke. And that's the problem. That right there is the problem. He's just lacks the physical side of the game. Cross goes in. It goes out for a Arsenal goal kick, I think it is, from Solanke. The more I see Jorginho dribble, the more problems we're in. I don't want to see him dribble at all. Do you know what I mean? I just want to see him touch and send the ball away. Touch and send the ball away. It's just gone for a corner. I think it has gone for a corner. It's gone out for a Tottenham corner. But yeah, Jorginho, I don't want to see trying to carry the ball. The game's too fast-paced. It's a good cross and a good header from Van de Ven, but well gathered from Raya. It's a good little set-piece routine that they've worked there. Ball goes over the top to Saka. Again, just testing him against Van de Ven. That going to be a yellow card for Jorginho? Yes, it is. Yeah, big again. Same problem with Jorginho once again. Who is that receives the ball? Maddison receives the ball and just easily rolls him. Jorginho, we always want ball side, right? We don't want him up and engaged in these physical battles. He's just not going to win them. He's not quick enough. He's not strong enough. He's not big enough. James Maddison's not a very big, strong guy, but he's bigger and stronger than Jorginho is. So that's a yellow card for Jorginho early in the second half, and that is very frustrating to see and unnecessary. Jorginho needs to sit a lot deeper from a defensive perspective. They've targeted him again. They've just played a 1-2 and it's gone round Jorginho. It's just Jorginho at the centre of everything at the moment. Arsenal throw. Again, Martinelli tried to take on Porro, wasn't able to. Long ball from Timber. Havertz in behind. No, the ref has pulled it back for something. I don't know if that was offside or if that was a foul, but yeah, they've obviously identified Jorginho as the weak link. That's who they're kind of targeting a little bit. Kulusevski with the ball. But it's fine. It's always going to be Spurs in the early part of the half. That's always going to happen. They're going to be more direct, and that's their style of play. It's a good pass in behind. Goes out for a corner from Ben White. And again, it's played in behind Jorginho once again. Wherever Jorginho is, that's what they're targeting. They're trying to get the run off his shoulder every time, and it's worked 2 or 3 times already. It's only 6 minutes into the half, but he just can't do it. He can't. Corner comes in, Havertz flicks it off. Martinelli up against Van de Ven at the back post. Partey now. Trossard does really well. Really, really well, Trossard. And we'll take the goal. Is it goal kick or throw on? Porro pushing all the way up. It's a throw. I think Trossard. We need to try to use Trossard on the transition. Another throw further up the pitch. Yeah, we need to use Trossard on the transition. I think that Jorginho, he had a decent first half, to be fair, but now they're kind of targeting him, and I think that he just needs to grow into the game slowly. I think in 10-15 minutes he'll be okay, but right now he just needs to try to not be involved as much as possible at the moment. Saka, can he get a run on someone now? Up against Son. Yeah, see, look, when Saka looks up, he can just see Jorginho, and it's like, nah, that's dead. That's not the pass that I want or need right now. Partey needs to come over and offer some more support. Because right now we need for the interchange in passes and stuff like that. We need Partey. We can't have Jorginho at the moment doing that job. The Saka's very, very isolated. I want him to try and get to the byline more, but it's going to be so difficult because he's just not getting the support. Partey's over there now. And I do think Trossard is going to be so important in this second half. Pedro Porro is pushing up very, very high. I'm going to play it out with Saliba. It's good play from Kai Havertz dropping in. I'm not sure about this strategy of, Saliba having the ball and kind of waiting for. So long ball to Martinelli up against Romero from Gabriel. And I don't mind that. Romero has won that battle, but I don't mind that at all, to try and put a bit of pressure. Well played. We've won it back. Martinelli tries a pass in behind. It doesn't work. Timber on the overlap. And Romero, big, strong tackle. But Romero's hurt himself in that challenge. Just a little bit. We're doing some good stuff. We are doing some good stuff. I think Havertz is playing really well as well. You can see that we need an extra out ball, so he drops deep and does that job, and then gets back up top to try and help out there. He doesn't want to get too involved in the midfield. That's always an option. Like I say, maybe the option is Havertz dropping into the midfield and Jorginho going off and Jesus coming on. That may have to be an option because, they're going to keep getting they've got a throw on right now. Jorginho's up trying to mark Kulusevski, but Kulusevski's just going to move off of him so easily. It's like having no marker there at all. Martinelli finds Partey. All the way back to David Raya again. Jorginho on the ball. So if there's with time and space, he can be effective, but he's just not going to get that much time and space. Oh, good little challenge. Can we go? Can we go? Can we make something of it? Yes, we can. Havertz got the ball. Martinelli's running in behind. Van de Ven comes across. I don't like that pass, personally. It's just too obvious. But with the problem that we have, we're doing the real obvious thing. We're just doing the most obvious pass. And we need to have some initiative and do something that they're not necessarily going to expect. It's too obvious every time. Very, very predictable football. Ben White puts a cross across straight into the hands of Vicario. Tottenham trying to play it out. They haven't been great at this so far. They've done it well, though, this time. Now Johnson running against Timber. And it's a corner ball. We are making this very, very easy for Tottenham. That's my problem. We're making it so easy for them at the moment. I think Son and Trossard are getting a talking to from the ref. Corner comes in. Goes all the way out. Does it go for a throw? It does go for a throw. He tried to play that quick to Partey. And it's foul anyway. Good play. Good play. That's much better from Arsenal. Can we find a cross? Can we find a cross? It's not the best from Timber. That is not the best. He needs to do better there. That was really good play, though. Wasted. Johnson, again with a little half chance. It's becoming a bit of a basketball match, which you'd have to feel probably benefits us more than them, surely. We tried to go long. Again, Saka up against Udogie. Long ball over the top. Can Raya get it clear? He can. We're both going long ball for long ball right now. No shots so far for Arsenal in the second half, which is a problem. That opportunity that we had with Timber pushing up, that's the one. Those are the opportunities that we need. That's exactly what we need. Martinelli out for a corner. Half an hour left. Do wonder if we'll see Sterling. Sterling out left and maybe Martinelli up top. I don't know. He's got a lot of pieces to play with. I don't know if I'd rather have Havertz in the midfield right now. He's doing a lot of his most effective work from the midfield. I know that we'd lose a target man up top, but we're not winning the headers up top. Corner comes in. Martinelli sent it clear. Partey just stops the cross, but then it falls to Johnson, who has a shot. Partey gets a header away. Havertz is through now. Up against Van der Ven, though. Van der Ven very quick, as we know. Martinelli. Can he find Saka? He can. Saka with Trossard with him. The shot's blocked. Saka. This is what I want to see. Saka to the byline. Can we take that corner? We will. That was much better. It was Trossard again. Like I said, Trossard on the transition. That's what we need. Trossard is the one on transition. He's the guy. He's just going to just launch the ball forwards, but in an intelligent way. He's got to find that space. He just seems to think about the game and see the game a little bit quicker than Partey and Jorginho do at the moment. And now, like I said, the corner. Can we punch this into the near post? Not floated. Let's try and punch this into the near post. Got Havertz there. Havertz against Johnson. Havertz will fancy this. It's a floated corner in. It's a goal. Come on. Yes. It's Gabriel. It is Gabriel. 1-0 Arsenal. Told you at half time. That's what we need. Set pieces. Better quality set pieces. And that's how we win the game. I said it. So I love doing the stream because you can see I specifically said it. 1-0 Arsenal. And it is Gabriel. Come on. That is much, much better. And I give massive credit to Trossard for that. Trossard on the transition. Corner comes in. It's punched in nice and weighty. Not floated in the air. It's hit with so much pace. And he doesn't have to do too much. Who's in front of him? Is it Bentancur? Is it Bentancur, Ramiro? One of them? Let's see what VAR say, because there is a shove in the back. Doesn't push him to the floor, but just moves him out of the way to get that header. I don't think it's being checked. That's a brilliant, brilliant goal. Brilliant delivery from Saka. Brilliant header. And that's what we needed, some initiative. Someone to stand up and take that initiative. And that's exactly what we got. Big, big respect to Trossard for that, for even creating that corner in the first place. And Havertz hold up play as well. Havertz holding up the ball, rotated around Van der Ven. A little bit more patient and controlled. That's exactly what we needed. Much more patient and controlled. Still time left to go. A long time left to go. Half an hour left to go. But that was really, really good. The whole build-up, like I say, Trossard punching the ball up in the air. Timber trying to do a little bit too much. Can Martinelli keep it on? Yeah, Timber and Martinelli both, well, Timber mostly, just trying to do a little bit too much. The game, I don't think Timber's properly acclimatized to the Premier League yet. The game is very quick, and we just have to just keep the ball moving. Get the ball moving nice and quick. Can't be stopping and trying to do flicks and tricks, not all the time. was a great header, great powered header. We know Vicario doesn't like set pieces. He didn't come out of his 6-yard box, didn't come to gather or anything like that. He just left it to the defenders. The whole build-up, even up to the corner, was brilliant. To actually earn that corner, the build-up was fantastic. And here we go. Here comes Pape Sarr now. Havertz again. Who's that going to be? Pape Sarr for who? Bentancur, probably? Yeah. I mean, Bentancur's done nothing. I mean, let's be clear. He's actually been pretty anonymous this whole game. He hasn't done anything. And then Odegaard coming on. And you'd have to imagine that's probably going to be for Johnson. Yep. So they blink first. I would say Pape Sarr is more of a defensive option than Bentancur is, though. And obviously, they're already 1-0 down. So great throw on. Goes straight to Havertz. Havertz is furious. Feels that should be a corner. And I agree. That definitely should be a corner. Arsenal have only lost one since 2022 from a winning position. Jorginho, Pape Sarr tackles him. Gabriel just takes no chances and sends it straight out. Doesn't want to get into a running race with Solanke and just says, nope, get that ball out. Timber again. A really sloppy game from Timber so far. Really sloppy game from Timber. Arteta is not happy. He's just a high-risk player. If it works, it works very, very well when we're in. And if it doesn't work, we're conceding. It's just very, very high risk. They've just wandered about 10 yards to take this throw. Martinelli looks a little bit sharper as well. The Arsenal team seem a lot more confident now. But Spurs will not make it easy. They'll have plan A and plan B and plan C. But I wouldn't be surprised to see Arsenal score a second, to be honest with you. The Spurs are going to continue to attack and have most of the ball and do what they do, but Udogie's cross low and flat. Much, much better football from Arsenal. This is what I mean. You can see the confidence that they've got. Trossard fouled by Romero. It's a soft foul. It's a really, really soft foul, to be fair. That's one of those. He's been given the foul because of his reputation more than the foul, I think. If that's somebody else, maybe that's not given. "17 minutes in, 1-0 Arsenal." There will be talk about that. Vicario gets nowhere near it. There will be talk about that push. There is definitely a push in the back for Romero. Is it enough for a foul? When everyone's hugging and jostling each other, I'm not sure, but that will be the talking point. That will be the defense from Spurs fans, 100%. But I still feel like we can get a second. I feel like we need a second, and we can get a second. Saka and Ben White linking up. Saka will want to score for sure. Loves the North London derby goal. Brilliant from Trossard. Jorginho's there. He's free. Again, just taking too long. We've lost the ball now. Martinelli with almost a rugby tackle on the halfway line. William Odobert up against Jurriën Timber. There's just too many Arsenal numbers for him to do anything there. There's 4 Arsenal defenders. Or Wilson Odobert rather. Good defending. Good defending. Spurs were there for an opportunity. Papsar goes for a shot. It's a pretty tame shot, to be fair. Trossard and Jorginho both getting the ball and trying to run it when they don't really have the ability, not in a game that's this fast-paced. Just keep moving the ball. Find passes. You need to be sensible in terms of picking when you're going to try and carry the ball, when you're just going to try and move the ball nice and quick. Brilliant football. Good football. Changing the angle, changing the side that we're going to attack from. Timber finds Martinelli. Is there an offside? It is an offside. And Trossard's had his shirt ripped, completely ripped in half. And he's been given a fresh shirt to... I don't know how that's happened. Still need to stay switched on. You know, Papsar and Odobert have already showed they're more direct than the players they had on before. Yeah, Son and Odobert trying to link up, little back heel, but Gabriel just sends that long, says no thank you. Have to just keep our composure as well, and not be too, just keep our shape, not be pulled out of our shape. Son has started to come into different positions now. He's dropped all the way to the right to pick up the ball. Maddison's gone all the way to the left. They basically vacated the midfield. Just left Papsar in there. Son picking up the ball on the right-hand side. Is that to drive with the ball, to cross the ball? Maddison now with the cross. And it goes for everyone and goes for a goal kick. Another kind of diagonal. Once he gets to like the corner of the corner box, he looks for like this diagonal looping cross. And Solanke and Gabriel both just missed the ball completely. Oh, really risky play from Arsenal, but it's worked out so far. Havertz picks up the ball up against Romero. Romero knocks it out for a throw on. Arsenal playing some good football at the moment. Saka now, Ben White. Ugh. And he's just offside, allegedly. Let's see this offside again. Yeah, he's offside. Very, very annoying. Again, we can get a second goal. We can get a second goal. Perhaps Son's gone back to his original position now. Maddison with a long cross, and again just goes all the way over, overhit cross, and just hits no one. Timo Werner getting warmed up now. Who's this going to be for? Solanke, maybe? It's not going to be for Son. Jorginho struggling with a bit of cramp, it looks like. And Jesus and Sterling both getting kitted up to come on. This could be exciting. That could be very exciting indeed. Saka does really well. Ben White does really well as well. Who's Spurs number 10? It's Maddison. Maddison dropping the stinker and getting hooked, yeah? Say no more. He's done nothing. It's been a quiet game for him. He had the cross for Solanke early on. Trossard is going to come off for Gabriel Jesus. I think Trossard's been really good today. Really, really good. And Martinelli is now going to come off for Raheem Sterling. This is exciting. I mean, we've got, you know, obviously Martinelli's going off, but we've got Saka, Jesus, Sterling, all on at the same time. Sterling's debut for Arsenal. A player that's just been linked to us. It always seemed destined it would come to Arsenal at some point. He's been linked to us since way back in his Liverpool days. Possibly even before that, before he was in the Premier League. Great tackle from Timber. Timber just stopping Odegaard there. Good challenge from Jesus as well. Everyone's just flying into challenges now. Lots of players on the pitch with a point to prove, I guess. Lots of storylines and narratives. Jesus. How reliable is he? Injury issues. Same question marks from Thomas Partey. Sterling, you know, tailed off at the end for Man City. Didn't have a great time at Chelsea. So cross from Tottenham. Saka just trying to hook it away. Havertz, can he get onto this? No foul there. He's dragged to the floor by Van de Ven. Ref says no foul. Another cross into the box. Good challenge. Papsar goes for a strike, and it's wide. I do think that was a foul on Havertz, though, but good tackle from Gabriel. Gabriel's been brilliant. Both ends of the pitch. "82 minutes in. Coming to the championship rounds, as they say. Ben White does well. I think Ben White's had a good game. I do. He's been up against Son. Difficult person, one of the best wingers in the league. I think he's done okay. Jorginho picks the ball up. Thomas Partey gives the ball away. And that's exactly what we don't need. Again, sensible passing. He tries a little threaded pass. Spurs try a corner again, across again. Sterling not really been able to get into it so far. Just standing up corners. They're crossing the ball quite a lot, so there's not a lot that he can do apart from try and block the crosses. But good tackle again from Gabriel. Spurs trying some intricate little passing on the edge of the box, try and create an opportunity for themselves. Another cross from Timo Werner, kicked out. Saka goes down. Saka's calling for some assistance here. Just going to look at that goal again. Well, Saka gets his treatment. The ref's trying to get him off the pitch so the game can continue, but he doesn't seem like he can move at the moment. Bentancur goes up for the header, completely misses the ball, and it was just really good header. Straightforward header, really. But we'll take those. We'll take those all day long. Saka's just walking off. And it is Ethan Nwaneri to come on. Big moment for him. North London derby. So where's he going to go? Where's he going to play? I guess drop into that midfield. Jesus go wide and replace Saka. Big moment for him. Difficult one's going to be lots of defending and try and hit on the break. Pedro Porro with a free kick. I'm not liking this tucking in and just, I know we're good at it, but I still want to see us try and hit on the counter. I still want to see us pushing them back a little bit. Porro's corner free kick comes in. Son's up against Timber. And Timber does well just to marshal him back. Now the structure, we're playing almost on instinct now because we've got Wanyeri in there and Sterling in there, who are both new to the team, trying to hold out this this wave after wave of attacks. Saliba cuts one out again. Partey cuts one out. Havertz to Wanyeri. Wanyeri, can you find a pass? I think he had it. I think he held it a bit too long. Yeah, the flag goes up for offside. He did well, though. He did well. But just held it a little bit too long. Split second too long. And that's the difference as you move up a level. With their line so high, we don't have to wait for the perfect pass. Let's just hit the space. Porro with another corner. Romero got a header. Free header, but it went straight to David Raya. Raya tries to send it long. Timber, good battle. Good battle with Odebear. Jesus. No, that's Wanyeri. Finds Sterling. Sterling? Still Sterling. Couldn't get the shot away. He's got a gamble on that shot. Just gamble. That's Kulusevski over cross, cut out by Gabriel. Kulusevski again. Cut out by Gabriel again. Coming up to the 90-minute mark, I imagine there's going to be a good 4, maybe 5 minutes. You've got the Saka injury, you've got the goal. You've got the little skirmish leading to the yellow card. Arsenal have had no shots. Since Gabriel's goal, we've had no shots at all. Spurs have had 3, 2 on target. Five minutes of added time now. Last 5 minutes. Can we see this out? Wanyeri's got the ball. Looking for a pass, looking forwards. And Thomas Partey switches it to Sterling. Good play from Sterling, switches it back again. That's it. Stretch that team. Wanyeri again on the ball. Wanting the ball all the time. Poor from Partey. Poor from Partey again. Kulusevski with a strike. Oh, wasn't far away. And Thomas Partey, again, we just need more urgency from him. He's just sleeping on the ball. Absolutely sleeping. It's a North London derby. I think Ryan may have had that covered, to be fair. Just one goal in this, just a few minutes left. The Spurs are throwing everything they can. They're still throwing everything they can. No Rice, no Ødegaard. Saka's off. Martinelli's off. Odegaard running it. Timber again. Gets the cross away straight into the hands of Raya. Right, setting everybody up. Let's try and put together some kind of better quality attack just to keep them at bay. Do you know what I mean? We're playing the ball when it's coming straight back to us. We need to do better. Havertz up against Van de Ven. Havertz does well. He's gone down with a head injury. Play continues. Nothing silly, Timber. Nothing silly. David Raya just sends it long again. Vicario's come way out to try and play this ball. Oh dear, Jesus has got the ball now. Could be in. Can he find a pass? Tries to do too much, Jesus. He's got 4 or 5 Spurs players around him. Really, really poor. And Odegaard has a shot, and I think that goes for a corner. No, it's offside. Jesus, honestly, what the hell are we doing? There's no need to do that. Yeah, I think it hits Timo Werner, who's standing in an offside position. Game management. Our game management this season has been poor. We need to manage games better. And I get it. A lot of people are playing for minutes, but we need to manage this situation. He could easily run to the corner flag there. There's no need to do that. Coming up to the 95-minute mark. The Arsenal fans starting to twirl their scarves. Jesus does well there. Battling for a header. Jorginho just won a header. Never seen anything like it. Porro coming forwards. He's going to look for a cross. We pretty much let him cross it. Son. Still Son. Wanyeri blocks. Well played. Played from Saliba. Is that full time? That is full time. Arsenal 1-0. Another win for Mikel Arteta at Tottenham's ground. I predicted a 2-1. It's 1-0, but we'll take that all day long. We didn't play amazingly throughout the whole game. We had to manage the game really, really well. Gabriel, obviously the player of the match. Brilliant at both ends of the field. Brilliant defensively. Brilliant attacking-wise. And obviously got us the winning goal as well. I thought Spurs threw everything they could at us, and we just soaked up the pressure, hit on the counter-attack. I said in the preview, it may come down to a set piece, and Shane was saying that you can't go into a North London derby relying on set pieces. It's not a question of relying on set pieces. The fact of the matter is that is one of our key strengths in this team. and we've done it. 3 points back to winning ways again, showing that game against Brighton was a blip. Obviously, we drew and dropped points for the first time this season, and that's a big problem. We don't seem to be operating at the levels that we were last season, but still, we're able to grind out wins. And I did say, if we're going to be in this title race this season, it's not going to be winning 2s and 3s and 4s. It is going to be grinding out results like we did today. We're able to grind out a result. We had opportunities. They had some opportunities as well. I felt like our opportunities were a little bit more controlled. There were lots of crosses. Even at the end, we pretty much bedded in and said, listen, throw everything that you got for the last 10, 15 minutes of the game. Throw everything that you got at us. Go for it. Have shots, have corners, have crosses, do whatever you want. And they weren't able to get a goal. And that shows why we had the best defence in the league last season and arguably the best defence in the league this season as well. Another clean sheet as well. Clean sheet against Aston Villa, clean sheet against Spurs. It's just that stupid red card that really cost us dropping points last season. Otherwise, we'd have a perfect... Shane's in the chat. Shane, what are you saying? Shane, I told you. What's man saying? Bro, this is a lucky game for Arsenal. You got absolutely outplayed. I disagree. Because what happened was what we always knew was going to happen. They are going to dominate the ball. I said this to you in the preview. Go back to the preview video. I said, they are going to dominate the ball. And you said, Spurs dominate the ball. With what midfield? I said, they're going to dominate the ball. And we will try to hit on a counter-attack or hit a set piece. That's the way that we're going to play. So you can't really say that we got outplayed if we've won the game. At no point did we look like we were under any type of... You're saying like we played like Stoke or like Burnley, and that's fair. We did play like Stoke or like Burnley, but we played like a better Stoke or Burnley because those guys are not able to do that against top-level opposition. Spurs are contending for top 4, and they've got these players, and they can't get anywhere near us. The game played out exactly as I said it would in the preview. I said in the preview that like I say, I already told you how it was going to play out. They're going to try to throw everything they can at us. We're going to soak up the pressure and hit on a counter-attack or play for a set piece, and that's where we're going to get our goal from. That's exactly what happened. So man can say what they want, but ultimately, if we're Stoke or Burnley, then a team like Spurs needs to be able to break down Stoke or Burnley. And if they're not able to, then they're not able to. It's as simple as that. Do you mean Maddison was poor? His crossing was poor. Brennan Johnson's decision-making was poor. Getting in the final third and his shooting was poor. And Arsenal just had the decisive moment. That's all it is. Some people are predicting a draw. If this is how we're going to win games, some games we're going to win games like this. Other games not. It depends on how the team's set up. But like I say, you can go back to our preview video and see exactly this game went exactly how I said it was going to go. All the stats are going to favour Spurs. It's going to look like Spurs have dominated the game or they've outplayed us because they've had a lot of the ball. But that doesn't matter. I'm an Arsenal fan. I've seen us have 70-80% of possession of the ball for many, many years and not necessarily win games. That's not what football's about. Football's about who can put the ball in the back of the net. We were able to do that, and Spurs weren't able to do that today. And it's as simple as that. So I'm not overly happy or overly impressed, but I'm happy with the result in the sense that this went exactly how I thought it was going to go. We've got no Odegaard, we've got no Declan Rice, and still, they can't compete against us. They can't score. Shane said, "How could you be proud of playing like Stoke? This is why you can't win trophies. City playing like Stoke. City ain't playing like Stoke against anyone. We're not. Two things: we're not City, and two, we're second after 4 games played. It's only City that's ahead of us by 2 points. So we've got 2 of our starting 11 out. Almost our entire midfield is out injured or suspended. So to go and play a North London derby and to win 1-0 away from home with 2 of your main midfielders out, I'm not against that. And our captain as well. So, it's fine. There's plenty of other games. When we play Man United, we won't play like Stoke. We'll smoke these man 4-0. So maybe a 4-1. I'll be charitable. Do you know what I'm saying? But it's not like we play like this every game. There are some games where you need to play like this to get a result. We've got the 3 points. We didn't play like this against Brighton. We didn't play like this against Aston Villa. Aston Villa, who were sitting 4th, and Brighton, who were sitting 5th. We played a lot more expansive against those teams. And obviously, the red card cost us against Brighton, but we beat Aston Villa 2-0. So there's going to be some games that's like this. Just a couple of months ago, we beat fucking Chelsea 6-0. So these things can happen. But we need sometimes you need these performances. Do you know what I mean? The reality is they're going to have the ball and we're not in this particular game. And like I say, you can say what you want about Stoke and Burnley and all the rest of it, but at the end of the day, them man are not second in the Premier League. We are, and you man are 10th. You Man United fans, Shane is a Man United fan, dropping his comments down in the chat. You're 10th. So, you know what I mean? You shouldn't even be chatting right now. So just focus on your team. You man won 3-0 yesterday, and you're still 10th. So, you know, well gone for you, blood. But listen, man is shattered. I've been streaming so much of the day, so man is going to get some sleep. Thank you for everyone that tuned in. Big love to Shane. Arsenal win at Tottenham Stadium. Again, another clean sheet on the road. What more can you ask for, bro? I don't care how it happens. As long as that's the result, man's happy with that. You know what I mean? Listen, peace and love every time we are out. Like the video, subscribe. We're out. Peace.